I'm not sure if I should call it techno-poly or polytechno, but he's a technocrat, believe it or not. He's an expert in the ICT industry, a consultant on ICT matters, and he happens to have a wealth of experience. He's schooled in the United States of America. He has a wealth of experience in the engineering sector, so he is deserving of the title of a technocrat. And when it comes down to politics, he's on the kitchen cabinet of the PDP candidate in Lagos. That's Jimmy Agbaji right here in Lagos, and it is the coordinator, maybe I should say the founder of the Friends of Atiku organization right here in Lagos as well, coordinating the South campaign for the presidential candidate of the PDP. I'm talking about the person of Mr. Solomon Oba Olufelo.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having me here.
Hope you've had enough rests.
Well, I couldn't really, so I have to start thinking about, how's everything's going to be this morning. Just to add to what you just said, I'm a state director for a friend of Waziri in Lagos, and the founder of Atiku in Action. So that's also the vice chairman of WAPFA, which is Waziri Atiku Political Associates. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So you see, there is a very, very large CV when it comes to, I wish we were talking business, so we would have delved into the ICT sector,
yes,
technology, and seeing how that can improve, the Nigerian economy and all that. But this morning, we're not talking business, we're talking politics. So I'm going to start with the election campaign. A couple of days ago, I was discussing with someone on the team of the incumbent president, and we were looking at the campaign document and what exactly it is that we felt the campaign document can do for us, and trying to dice the document here and there. Okay, so coming back to Atiku, who is in your camp, I came across a part of a document that said he's an acclaimed businessman, and because he's an acclaimed businessman, he's also he takes his family abroad for training every year. So when he kept talking about things that could be done for the economy, I'm wondering how much information, how much experience as a business owner, maybe as not as a politician now. We know that is one of the oldest politicians in the game, okay, right now. But when it comes to managing of a business, managing of an economy, let's look at the skill. Where is this ideas coming from? The document, mind you, was prepared in Dubai.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why. We have brilliant minds in Nigeria. What happened to Nigeria?
It's combined. It's not actually being written by in Dubai. Maybe what they have done was to collated everything there. Let's talk about Atiku. Who is Atiku first, before we can talk about his skill? The man is an orphan. He grew up without his father, which died later, and he was denied education earlier in his life. I think he started his primary school when he was 8 years old, and somebody had to step into that. And I think from that point on, he kind of understand what education is all about. So he was offered a scholarship, and from there he started working with the customs service. And I think his first business was real estate. He had to borrow the money. I think it was around 30,000 or 31,000 naira then. He built his first house. He rented it out. He used that money to build another one, and goes on like that until he found another opportunity with an Italian friend that said he should do a container business, and that's how he amassed his wealth. Now, when we are talking Atiku is someone that can easily be loved in business sector. He's exposed. You just talked about his ability to take his family, and he will not only take his family but ability to manage them and take them out of trouble. So the guy is known everywhere. You know, if you meet any president today, you don't have to introduce him that, oh, this is Waziri Adamawa or this is Abubakar Atiku. He's been dealing with them not on daily basis. He understands the economy. He understands business. He knows how to turn 1 naira to 2 naira. He's been doing it. When you are comparing Atiku, you compare him to people like Dangote. Those are the ones that we need. Atiku is the kind of person that can take that next level that they are talking about. Atiku Abubakar is the one that can take us to that next level. We need him now. It is the dosage that Nigeria needs. He understands the terrain. He understands. Look at Trump. Trump too is a real estate person. Yes. He understands the business aspect of it. You can say maybe he doesn't know how to talk, he's not a politician. In this case, Atiku is a politician and he's a business person.
Yeah, so, coming in right there, because I'm trying to look at some of the personal things about this person that we know in public, but we do not have some of the information. I just came across his business acumen, the history of his business somehow, and I felt, this person who takes his family out for training every year and owns one of the best universities in Nigeria.
That's correct.
Yes, true. Yes. Very true. So I'm kind of like looking at his CV from that aspect. But let's talk about corruption.
Okay.
Just this morning in the news, coming from last night, a couple of people are protesting the issue of the visa, which either has been awarded or has been given or is about to be given to the PDP presidential candidate. And I'm asking myself, why are people going all out to do this? He's been denied visa for 14 years, and it's not been so much of a big deal because he's been able to handle himself, he's been able to handle his business, of course travel to other parts of the world and not just America. So why now?
Well,
or let's talk about what exactly, because these are corruption charges.
See, Nigeria, when it comes to politicking, I sometimes use politricking. Charity begins at home. And what we tend to do in Nigeria sometimes is like we like to pull ourselves down and give ourselves a kind of bad image. Like one man can go to another man's country and say that the young Nigerians are lazy or they are mad, something like that. When you are talking of visa, I lived in the US. It's not a big deal. There could have been a lot of things that you get voluntary, even deportation, and you still be able to visit after so many years. America is not a place where you can bribe or you can. There are rules, there are protocols, there are procedures that cannot be broken. It's not because in cases you have what we call misdemeanor and felony. There are two different things.
Yeah.
One entails within from 1 to 12 months, and the other one from above 12 months and up is considered to be felony. So when you're looking at it, what is the big deal? Why are we trivializing all this about, okay, if he does it, does that take his brilliancy away? In fact, if you want to talk about corruption, a lot of things we can start talking now. We can start from our president. Since we can start from 1984. So if we are talking about the kind of corruption they're all talking about is reporting. There are a lot of. I give you an example of myself. I was invited to Yola for the flag off, and they gave us a ticket, and I let my people know that I was traveling. So on my way back to Lagos, At the meeting, somebody now accused me that, you went to Yola. Somebody was that you have been giving 250,000 on your way back. I was like, okay, if that to be the case, you should have been my money. But I was never giving any money. But you see, Baba, this time I used to say something that I don't know, maybe I can say it in Yoruba or in English.
I'll interpret.
Maybe you interpret. He said, "Oh, lọ sí toilet. Oh, nudi. Oh, ẹni mélòó ló fẹ́ ṣí there fún that." How many people?
Would you reveal the fact that you went to the toilet
yes,
and
you actually
clean up? How many people would you come back to review?
So what I'm saying here is speculation all over. But if we have to start talking about corruption, we have our president now, who's here to publish the PTF special fund documentation to us, to let us know what's going on since 1999. I think in excess of almost $16 billion, something like that. We don't know what it. Those are bigger problems than having to be thinking of somebody got U.S. visa or is not.
No, but really, doesn't it preach the story of America trying to interfere in the politicking of Nigeria, as it were? If at the particular, it would have been ideal, maybe way before he emerged as candidate.
But Tomisin, it won't be the first time. They did during the Jonathan era. Obama, Clinton, and all of them, they intervened. They did all sort of things to make sure that Jonathan didn't win through all those propaganda. So if at all, even Trump or anybody is trying to interfere, let it be. We are man enough in Nigeria. Nobody can tailgate us or nobody can order us to do something. We know what we are doing. So if America influences everywhere, not just Nigeria. As a leader of the world, you have to look at what is going on at the other countries. Yes. Yeah. So, and to make sure that, because they are the master of democracy, so they want to show us, they want to lead us, they want to make sure that we are being, in that path of, because they know Nigerians, they know about the rigging, they know the recently election that happened in Osun and Ekiti. They were there, they made a statement about it, so you expect them to say something or to do something about that. And I think that is, because we are talking corruption, U.S. Visa, it's not the deal. It's not.
No, but it preaches a particular kind of message that I think the fear of the opposition is that, or the fear of the incumbent party is that it tells Nigerians that America is in support of the opposition, which you were saying happened also in 2014.
It's not about even supporting anything. It's about issue. U.S. passports does not mean that granting him U.S. visa does not mean that it's being supported. If he has, like we said, the campaign manifesto shows what this man wants to do. So it is based, the argument or the discussion should be on the issue base, not about personal vendetta. This propaganda needs to stop. We need to face the issue. Nigeria is at the verge of being collapsed economically. We need to provide employment for the youth, and both the young and the old. We need to make sure that we have good education, which is the key to any country. We need to make sure that we get rid of all this Boko Haram and these headsmen that's affecting our agriculture in all over the states. We need to make sure that this hardship is kind of tweeted down, so we know how to, people will be happy. So when we're talking of corruption, that's is not what we need to be talking about. We need to be talking about the issues that affect us, so we as a people can live a better life. Like Jimmy said in his flag off, so we don't need to start immigrating to another country. Look, now Nigeria doesn't even mind. You see, even you see Smile, if they are going to Ghana, you think they are going somewhere. Can you imagine? So you see them, where are you going? Egypt. I said, my God, what is that? What is in there? So it's because of all of this. And you see, Jimmy Agbaje said something a few days ago. He said, when the people start fearing his government, that means it is tyranny. And that's what we are having. When you start fearing the government instead of reverse, government is the one that's supposed to fear its citizens. So we know that you are there to serve them. But when we are the one, okay, what's going to happen? You can't say this, oh, they are going to give a US visa, don't give it to it. So you get scared of doing things, you get scared of talking. People are being skeptic about things now. You don't know what's going to happen if you're in opposition. If you start talking about them, or they are the only one that can talk about you. So when I think, to me, that's menace. We should not even be talking about the US passport. It has nothing to do with what is on ground.
And what will happen in 2019, you mean?
Yeah, 2019 is all about us. It's the electorate.
Nigerians.
Yes. It's all about us.
And what we do with our power.
Yes.
All right, I'm moving on from the issue of visa and going all the way. Are you aware that there are allegations that the mandate was just given to Waziri and not that there was no, as it were, that there was no excuse me, please. Thank you. That there was no election at the convention. A couple of days ago, interestingly, there was this particular person that came out and said he was taking the PDP to court, and he was quite surprised. He publicized his ticket, his receipts that he bought for 12 million naira, and they publicized it and said he was quite surprised when this man was announced as the flagship bearer of the PDP. And as far as he was concerned, the National Convention that produced him was a sham.
You see, in every election, you always have a loser.
Definitely.
And you have a winner.
Yes.
And in Nigerian culture, most times, except maybe I can only use two examples. Maybe in the event of Jimmy Agbaje, that are considered without any bitterness or any bitter animosity. Then you can also talk about Jonathan when he lost, even when against his people's wish.
Yeah.
He just had to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So you see, it's a phenomenon. It is something. It comes with Nigerian peculiarity. The guy that is talking now, I don't know his foundation that much.
Exactly.
But let's look at it. I think the primary was televised, and probably still the best compared to all other political parties in Nigeria. So the political parties also, they have their own constitution. They also have the right to do what we call consensus as well, but they didn't even do that.
Yeah.
So the point is that then in political parties, sometimes you also have moles where they are crisscrossing everywhere. You can have one who sponsor one to go and disrupt another one.
Yes.
So that might be the case. But if he has taken it to court, well, we allow the court to do the justice. And
No,
say,
he said he's going to take it to court.
well, he should, and then allow the system, judiciary to do the right thing.
To do the right thing.
That's good.
All right, moving on to another thing I saw in the campaign document was unity. You know, and I'm wondering, does this mean that Nigeria is not unified right now? Because the campaign, you know, when a campaign is based on a particular topic, it means that you've identified a problem in that sector or in that area that you're trying to affirm. So Atiku Abubakar is saying that Nigerians need to be able to speak with one voice and have a sense of belonging, and unify, come together to do things, come together to achieve, you know, a lot. And I'm wondering, as a person, unity of what? Are we talking about the north, the south, the west coming together, unifying? or are we saying that because we're still talking about zoning in our political parties, which tells us that we have some form of disparity. We try to say that everybody, it should first of all be about Nigeria, and every man or woman is a Nigerian. Take for example the United States. Everyone is an American. It's when you delve in, everybody identifies first as an American.
Yeah.
But Nigerians identify first by saying I'm Hausa, I'm Igbo, or I'm Yoruba, before they identify that they're Nigerians.
Okay.
Which one is which one is Waziri talking about? Because unity means diverse things. Are we not unified? And the system that produced him is also that system. There's a zoning system there.
Well, one thing about the unity at its complex, maybe I will try to dissect it a little further.
Okay. I really wouldn't mind
because
that.
you've also explained about the American system, which I've also explained to you.
Yes.
Unity in Nigeria, do we have it? We pretend to have. We can't have unity when one section is hungry, when one section is lacking education, when we are being frauded here and there.
Okay.
If you look at Waziri, like I've said earlier, he's exposed. He's an international man. You
Yes.
know what it's like for people to be together. Even you can look at it from the way of his dressing, the way he dresses. You know that even is an Jew, ethnics, all of that. It's loved by everybody.
Yes, because-
That's a campaign going on in Ibadan today.
Yeah.
You see everybody, Wazobia, RY, whoever you have. Now, there is no unity. I'll give you an example. I have a mentor, and I don't mind. Please just indulge me to mention his name, Alaji Rahman Owokoniro. And any times we go, maybe we go out of state or we go to a meeting, he's older than me, he's my mentor and everything like that. And we say, okay, let's go to a restaurant and eat. No matter how much the amount, he always sees himself as, he knows that not only that I can afford it,
Yes.
but being the older person,
He
and
tries
he feels
to
like, you know,
step up and take
he pays.
responsibility.
I can say it on the head. He pays for everything. He doesn't even want me to. You understand? That is, you see, Nigerian, we are so blessed, especially our culture. When you are going to visit another family, you know, you feel like you have to take something. In America that you just made an example of, I might be the one, it might be on my birthday, and I call you and call the rest of the people to come and celebrate with me. You know, when we finish, you know what happened? Everybody will pick his own ticket. I was the one that called you to, you know, come and enjoy with me now.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you pick your own ticket. You see, a Nigerian culture, especially Yoruba culture, will not allow you to do that.
Yes.
They will have cooked, or if they are taking you to a restaurant, they will make sure they pay, and they will make sure that you eat all you can. That's what brought this idea from Atiku. You see that in his campaign, he said all inclusive. He's bringing his policy direct to Nigerians. Let us decide together. It is not about me, it is about let's make Nigeria working again. Let us talk about how we are going to fix this problem. There will be disunity if I cannot afford education for my children, if I cannot afford good health, if I have Boko Haram killing over 2 million Nigerians, our soldiers are just being decimated everywhere. You have financial crisis everywhere. The ASU today, the salary thing today, a lot of people are not being paid. I don't know about MITV. I hope they are paying all their salary. You know, so you see what I'm talking about. And then when we talk about discrimination, you can say to those that have lived or are living in America will tell you today, everything might seem like it's rosy, but I'll take Nigeria anytime, any day. I'm telling you.
So regardless of what is happening here,
I grew up there, but I can take Nigeria 20 times, any time, any day. You see, you never have to. You see, we have so blessed. We have freedom here. A police, when you see a policeman, you can stop and talk to him, and it depends how you behave. You understand? But you see, you say you're an American first. I remember when I went to Rhode Island University, and I was the only black guy in the class. I knew what I had to go through. That was the one white man said, actually, on my presentation, that because I picked Okonkwo, Things Fall Apart as my thesis, that I had to withdraw, which was WF. That took me from being a magna cum laude to some cum laude, because withdrawing, failing, means that it was already midterm. So I had to withdraw and then try to do in another class. So my next teacher had to tell me that I'm a country mile apart from the rest of the students. But the other one, being racist, wanted to fail me and drop my grade. So that would have been an upper class for me throughout my throughout my college days. But because of that, I dropped a little back to like second class upper. Now you're an American, but as like the Animal Farm says, all animals are equal, but one is don't be deceived. So don't be deceived. But you know, America is a great country. It's somewhere you can fight yourself and make it. We can see from Obama tenure and all the things that he's been doing or he's been allowed to do. So, but when you are talking of freedom,
Nigeria is still the place to be.
Nigeria is it.
All right, you've been talking about the 2019 election campaign and the issues arising from the campaign document of the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. We're going to go on this break. When we come back, we're still talking 2019 elections. Please stay with us. Welcome back to AM Charge. We've been talking about 2019 campaign, the election campaign, and has concerns every quarter, every side to it, the politicians, the political parties, and the candidates. And today we're looking particularly at the document released by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. All right, reading a particular excerpt from that document, it said establishing a strong and effective democratic government that secures our people and provides opportunities for them to realize their full potential, allowing greater autonomy for our federating units, and gives each region of the country a sense of belonging. Because we've been talking about unity, and that's where it all came from. All right, this autonomy to our federating units. Local governments in Nigeria do not have power to do certain things, and it seems in a lot of states, the state government has actually usurped the power of the local government. Take for example Lagos, which we reside in. The issue of building roads and getting approval for your schools or for your buildings and should come from the local government within that community, but it comes from the state government. And so in a place like Magodo, let me say Magodo Ishari Road or Ikosi Road, you have that very narrow road, yet there are lots of schools sited and businesses, banks on that main road.
See, like Nigeria, we are good people, and that's why we allow a lot of things to happen. Maybe I use the word dozai sometimes. When we're talking about revamping the economy or making life more comfortable for your own people, you see, how can you interwoven the local government and state will be the one controlling them, and you say you have a true federalism? It's not going to work. One thing is that there are a lot of private sectors that want to fix their own road.
Yeah,
they will not allow them to do that. I can give you a very vivid example. I went to Oshun this weekend, and we were discussing, and you know the way that leads to Adelike's University.
Yes.
The man himself, which is the Adeleke, would have loved to
fix the road,
but they will not allow him to do that.
Because the federal,
the state's
road.
So you see how you restrict people from being comfortable. I don't know how, maybe because of the budget. Then see, again, I want to refer to Jimmy Agbaje and also Atiku, when they were talking about they're going to make Nigeria free for businesses. You see, there are a lot of this chaos, this entanglement that comes with this. I want to do this, you want to do this. Even to get a driver's license, you have to go through hell and back, which is not necessary. So when you give the local government their own autonomy, decentralize the police institution, maybe the state policing and all of that, maybe when we begin to have our own freedom and everybody will be able to, there'll be transparency and accountability. But if the way everything is going, that's what is perfecting the reading, because I'm the governor, I'm the one that is going to control the local government. So I'm the one that's going to give you the budget. So how can you be responsible to that local government? So if I'm giving you, maybe for this Alimosho, we need 200 million to do whatever we need to do. And I say, Governor, maybe I don't even like your face. Maybe I think you belong to Tinubu, and I don't want to deal with Mr. Tinubu because he's the one that brought you in. So I'd say, okay, I'm not giving you 200 million. Maybe go and spend 50 million. So he looks at it like, well, there's nothing I can do with 50 million. So he pocketed it. And then they will not allow
And
the other private citizens.
And that's where corruption comes from.
Yeah, that's why I said charity begins at home.
But it
Our
should actually
system,
spend the money on something
on
else.
something what? You just look at, okay, you go and buy maybe benches and put it in the class, and some will have, some will don't. So how do you give? We have to be emotionally connected to our country. We have to be passionate about everything that we do. You know, you have some people who just sit down and be complaining. Even the most, I challenge most of my tertiary students. If you go to university, maybe in exception of this year, most of them doesn't have PVCs. They will tell you, look, I can't go through that
rigor of getting it.
That's it. And then, so what happened?
But we have tertiary institutions. Why is INEC not putting polling or putting registration centers very close to the school?
Well, sometimes because you never know when the election will take place. The student might be off holidays or something like that. So it is not actually advisable to do that. So because it will be, you know, so you have to be strategical about it. You have to be about residential and not, because all over the world it's not being done like that. So you have a center.
You have a center.
Yeah, where security.
Although I totally agree that I totally agree that Nigeria needs more centers.
Yes, we need more. So that's what they call voting points. But those voting points now
for registration now.
For registration,
because we practically have voting points on every street,
right?
Or major areas, major centers on a major street. Let's say the street that has 5 sub streets, you have maybe 2-3 points there.
2-3 points
during the voting itself. But when it comes to registration, everybody goes to the local government. And seriously, why would you leave? I keep saying Ikosi, maybe because I live close to there. Why would you leave Magodo, leave Omole Phase 2, Isheri, Omole Phase 2 itself, leave K2, and travel all the way to Koshove, local government, which is in Ojota? Truthfully,
that is part of what we just talked about.
The entire axis of that Koshofe, the headquarters is actually Ojota.
Right.
If you're coming from Antoni, my sisters live in Antoni, they had to come from Antoni to Ojota. And they dedicated the day.
See,
because they were not working.
That is part of the monetary value we are talking about. If, as per budget, you are given enough money, you don't have to answer to anybody except the citizen of that local government. You know that you must do the right thing. Hence, it leads me back to what I said about if the government does not fear
the people,
then it's slavery.
And the people will just get whatever it is that
yes, but if they fear, they will be thinking, what do they want? If I don't do this, I will not be there next time. But then they are not responsible for you because it's one man saying that, okay, this is what I want this time, this is what I don't want this time, I don't care what you people say, I said I don't want anybody with 2 terms, or I don't want anybody with 1 term, or I don't want anything to do, you know, like this is your birthright. And so you have to only answer to that person, and that one person cannot see it all. A tree cannot make a forest. And that is what we are talking about, that look, if we call it democracy, for the people, by the people, so what we need to do is that to make sure that we are all involved and not just one person. If we put Jimmy Agbaji there today, and if he's not doing well, what we do the next time, because we know he has to responsible, he has to serve us. Yeah. So if he's not serving us the way we want it, what we do is that you can look in American or talk about France all you want. People will talk about not too young to run. Not too young is not my problem. You can be young and stupid, and you can be old and stupid. You can be old and be vibrant. Those are the ones we need. You need the old and the new wine. You cannot cascade your old people. Where do you put them? It's not done. In US, you have some senators that have been there for like almost 28 years, 30 years. Those are the custodians of that constitution system. You have to be on that tutelage. Somebody have to teach you,
and then you now graduate.
You understand? So he's not too young to run. What do you know? You cannot compare our system to that of France. You talk about Macron.
Macron was actually was in the system. Learned, was under somebody's tutelage.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not about because I'm 27 years old, so because this is about young. No. The young has vision, the old dreams. That's what the Bible says. So everything must be put together. So it is not about just being young. Because you are young, that doesn't mean you are qualified. Are you matured enough? I had a conference with Baba Obasanjo back in New York a very long time, and the average people on that sitting were about maybe we are like 20s, 30s. Then we have our older brothers. They were talking in New York. He came through in his regime and said, and we asked him, Baba, we want to do this. Then we now got to the petroleum side. We want to be in charge of petrol. And I said, you are too young. So one man I said, Baba, we are too young at 50. But you guys started at 20 something. You see, the thing about them at that time was that they were mature very quickly.
Maybe because the society at that point demanded.
The education system was very fair.
And I think was good.
Good.
Actually.
I mean, I'm a product of public school. We can't be proud of public school now. The teachers are not even well being fed, they are not well being paid. Those that have pension, they have to sweat before they get it. And how much are they paying them?
Be well trained, lesser.
Yes, how can they be well trained?
When they were
of the same system. There are no money, they are from the system that is corrupt. Everybody just want to take their own, and they don't look at those sweepers. From what I've heard, maybe instead of 18,000 in Lagos, maybe they pay them 12K. No benefit. How do you expect somebody to work under that arrangement? For God's sake. Even the ones that are working, that are making money, they are not getting on time. 7 months of holding your salary, 3 months of holding your salary. You have a wife, you have a children. I mean, you have children. How do you feed them? So there is no more family value. So there is poverty in the land. That is why everybody is aggressive. Everybody is just looking at your hand. You know, in fact, if you buy daily papers from the news, from the vendor, he doesn't mind if you even dash him another 59 to go with it. So we have all those kind of things that is going on, and that is why the man is talking about unity. That is why he's talking about national security. That you see, look at what the Boko Haram and the headsmen have done to them in Southwest concerning farming. You can go to North, cows are not eating their farmlands. Why is it that in Southwest or inside of Kogi, Benue, that these things are happening? Let me give you an example. I went to Abuja last week and I had to go to Kaduna. So, in fact, God bless you, Jonathan. And I decided with my colleagues that let's take train to Kaduna rather than, because I'm scared of going by road anyway. We got there, and before we entered the train, in the lobby, you have there's 2 rooms. This can be verified by anyone listening. There are 2 rooms, and those 2 rooms says female prayer room, male prayer room, and those 2 rooms are only for the Muslims. And I said to myself, now, okay, would it be a sin for me to be a Christian as well? Don't I deserve to pray before I go enter into that train? But I have two rooms available is for 1 person. So Nigeria is also part of this religion extremism. So when you see that will divide us. Yeah. And on my way back to Lagos, several days later, there is this dome which is supposed to be one of the largest in Africa. It was that day that they were doing the inauguration. There was a Christian, like the one they have in Oyedepo or Redeem. It's a dome thing. And I was saying to my Uber guy, like, okay, you have the largest thing here, but if you get to Kubwa and you want to take a train from Kaduna to Abuja or Abuja to Kaduna, you have 2 rooms that is only available for the Muslim. That is the vision by itself. So we should not take or that religion into the governance. You must be separate of power, separate of religion, and everybody must live as a normal citizen
in Nigeria.
Yes.
It's been an interesting conversation this morning. Much. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sure that in the course of the election and in the course of the campaign, we're still going to have you more and more, so that we're going to come and see your materials and whatever it is that.
In fact, let me use this to invite you to our the friend of Waziri Adamawa. I want to invite you to a big event. We call it Summit. And we'll be getting in touch with you, Sukome, and the crew of MITV. You are all welcome to come. I will tell you the dates later.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nigerians.
All right. We're going to take this very quick break. When we come back, we're looking straight into the front page of the dailies. Before we round up the show, please stay with us. Welcome back. It's still on AM Chart, and right now we're looking at the front page of the dailies. Today, I was starting with the front page of the Punch. The front page of the Punch: APC Chair Oshiomhole attacks Obasanjo Amusun Okorocha. Writers there says God will punish ex-president for supporting Atiku and will win without Imo Ogun governors. That's APC Chair. Okay, we have the center spread there, the picture of a forum of non-governmental organization in Nigeria during their protest demanding that the United States of America stay clear of the Nigerian internal politics, right there in front of the American embassy in Abuja. All right, Nigeria will be delivered from oppression, says Pastor Oyedepo. Fayose in road crash on 3rd Mainland Bridge. That's the immediate past. Ekiti State Governor was in a road crash on 3rd Mainland Bridge just yesterday. Reading a bit about that story to tell ourselves that our ex-governor is he escaped death or in a road crash on 3rd Mainland Bridge. His media aide Larry Olaika broke the news on his Facebook account, where he said the governor is in a stable condition and receiving medical treatment at the moment. He's in a stable condition, and we are thankful for that. The Nigerians, we need to be more careful how we use our roads and how we drive. All right, EFCC charges NBA President Usoro with 1.4 billion naira fraud. All right, that's the Nigerian Bar Association, if I'm correct. That's on page 36 of the Punch. Okay, on the page 36 of the Punch, the Nigerian Bar Association president has been charged by the EFCC. All right, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, Ambode commissioner resigns, dumps APC and declares for Agbaje. That's the commissioner for energy and mineral resources in Lagos State, defected yesterday to the PDP from the APC and declares for Agbaje. Prepare for long strike as hotels members. That's on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. A minimum wage will determine workers' voting pattern in 2019. That's the NLC threatening to use what they have, which is the vote, to get what they want. Minimum wage will determine workers' voting pattern in 2019. My Fare for APC by Oyego says riders there. We have Amusu Okorocha have no grip on electorates in their states. That's from Oshiomhole. And Obasanjo has invited God's wrath upon himself by supporting Atiku. That's also from Oshiomhole. Kidnappers hold on to 4 Osun College staff, release 4 others, abduct another 4 on Ondo Highway and demand 100 million ransom. We pray that God continues to watch over us as we use the Nigerian roads, and we pray the government to do something about the state of our roads and put more security personnel on the roads to stop this kidnapping from happening. All right, as for a bandit attack, 16 policemen killed, 20 rescued. We will comply with court order. That's Alison Maduke. That's EFCC saying concerning Alison Maduke. And then 2019 elections, only credible poll will guarantee peace. PDP wants. All right, moving on from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune to the front page of the Guardian. Center spread there, we have U.S. President Donald Trump and his wife, and former President Bill Clinton, Hillary's wife, the ex-president Jimmy Carter, and President Barack Obama, and his wife Michelle during the state funeral of as well President George H.W. Bush, the 31st President of the United States of America, who was buried yesterday in Washington. All right, Idris rejects Senate's bid to ratify IGP's appointment. Opposition party alleged plot to derail polls. Claim Buhari planning to dump electoral bill, adopt Atiku as candidate. Protest at United States Embassy over visa for PDP's standard bearer. Our resignation of Lagos cabinet member raises dust, and Senate approves Buhari's 338 billion request for debt payment. Over $370 million recovered loot still anchored in the UK, and that's from Ibrahim Mago, the chairman of EFCC. That's the acting chairman of EFCC. Reps order removal of heavy vehicles from Lagos bridges. All right, moving on to the front page of the Nation. On the front page of the Nation, we have EFCC charges NBA President Osoro with 1.4 billion naira fraud. Abductors of Osun College, that's on the front page of the Nation. Abductors of Osun College workers want ransom. Evans, our bid to kidnap young shall grow failed. Finally, we have Evans speaking. That's the alleged kidnapper in Lagos who was arrested earlier in the year. Our reward coming for Falcons. La Dodgers men remain in ADC. Okay, we still have the picture of the protest right there on the front page of the Nation, and right beneath the Nation we have Obasanjo inviting God's anger. That's still from Oshiomhole speaking on the alleged support of former President Olusegun Obasanjo for the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. Right, moving on to the last newspaper we're looking at this morning. And that's the Daily Independent. Daily Independent center spread there. We have Coop raises alarm over plot to derail 2019 polls. Fingers Oshomole, Pabio Ungege, Omoagege, and Amechi adopts Atiku Abubakar as consensus candidate and worried about Buhari may not sign electoral amendment bill. That's on the front page of the Daily Independent. Lagos APC doubts Governor Ambade's loyalty. Commissioner Dam's party pledges support for Agbaje is inconsequential. That's the response from the Lagos APC. And we have Earthman kill one, abduct 4 Osun College workers. Government kidnapped 3 health workers in Ondo and demand 50 million ransom. All right, so we have this different stories here on the front page of the Guardian. I think it's the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. It is said that the health workers that were kidnapped in Ondo, that the kidnappers are demanding for 100 million naira ransom, but on the front page of the Daily Independent, it's saying 50 million naira. All right, Buhari forwards 2019 budget to the National Assembly next week. The President and National Executive Committee, Council, the NEC, met yesterday to talk about, to plan and to finalize plans for the 2019 budget, which is going to be about, say, 2 million naira, sure, less of the figure that was approved by the National Assembly for the 2018 budget. All right, so very soon we expect that this appropriation bill will be sent to the National Assembly for passing. All right, prepare for a prolonged strike, ASU tells its members. And police kick against bill on Senate. That's from the front page of the Daily Independent. Police kick against bill on Senate confirmation. Removal of IGP, says it will politicize office. Okay, 5-year tenure for IGP. Disapprove of only one DIG. All right, that's the much we're taking this morning from the front page of the dailies. Thank you so much for staying with us on AM Chat this morning. We're moving straight into the next programming for MITV. If you want to join MITV on all of our programs, are you in traffic or you are on the road, you can download our mobile app on your Google Play Store. Download MITV with the logo of MITV. That's the correct one to download. And you can join us on social media to send all your comments and all your questions. Join us on Facebook at mitv.ng and on Twitter, mitv/Lagos. I am Tomisin Ojo. Have a beautiful and a wonderful day. See you again next week. Bye-bye.
soul of entertainment.
Yeah! MITV Star FM 101.5 in conjunction with Meaty Express Support Services presents MITV Star FM Christmas Carnival 2018. The date is the 3rd of December. till the 2nd of January 2019. Santa Claus will be on ground to give out wonderful gifts. The venue is the MITV Carnival Ground at Lausa Ikeja, Lagos. Time 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. daily. The gate fee is 1,000 naira per child. Featuring Santa Claus with gifts, track train, bouncing castles, swimming competition, comedy, dance, and loads of exciting gifts. Musical performance from different artists, and children will make live requests on air. This is calling on school proprietors, proprietress, parent guidance to bring their children to this year's MITV Star FM Christmas Carnival 2018. For sponsorship inquiries and space booking for vendors, call 0809 5000 642 and 0809 350 1511. MITV Star FM Christmas Carnival 2018. You can't afford to miss this. It's fun all the way. Wishing